M5 Stuart was one of the most iconic light tanks fielded by the United States during World War II, a small, fast machine that earned a big reputation on the battlefield. Developed as an improvement over the earlier M3 Stuart, it carried the same spirit of speed and reliability but introduced better engines, smoother handling, and a more practical design. At a time when armored warfare was evolving at lightning speed, the M5 proved that mobility and dependability could matter just as much as raw firepower. Powered by twin Cadillac V8 engines connected to an automatic transmission, the M5 was surprisingly easy to drive compared to other tanks of its generation. Crews often compared the experience to operating a car rather than a combat vehicle, a luxury few armored crews enjoyed in the 1940s. This smooth performance, combined with its 36 miles per hour top speed, made the Stuart ideal for reconnaissance missions, its primary role on the front lines. Of course, the M5's weakness was its firepower. Its 37mm gun was still capable against light armor and infantry positions, but by 1943 it was hopelessly outmatched by heavier German tanks like the Panzer IV, Panther, and Tiger. Because of this, Stuart crews learned to rely on speed, surprise, and terrain rather than direct engagement. The tank became the eyes and ears of American armored divisions, spotting enemy movements and guiding larger Shermans into battle. Despite its thin armor and small gun, the M5 gained a reputation for reliability. British crews had already nicknamed its predecessor the Honey, praising its smooth ride and sturdy mechanics, a reputation the M5 continued. Inside the tank, life was cramped and loud, but crews trusted their machine. Many stories from the war tell of Stuarts surviving hits that should have destroyed them, or racing out of danger thanks to their unmatched agility. The M5 saw action in nearly every major theater of World War II. In North Africa, it sped across desert plains where heavier tanks struggled. In Italy, it climbed difficult mountain terrain that demanded maneuverability. And in the Pacific, the Stuart excelled in jungle warfare, where its small size allowed it to move through dense vegetation and engage lightly armored Japanese tanks effectively. By late 1944, the M5 was showing its age, and the US began transitioning to the M24 Chaffee, a light tank with better armor and a more powerful 75mm gun. Still, many M5s fought until the end of the war and even beyond, serving in the armies of France, China, Brazil, and other nations well into the 1950s. More than 8,800 M5 Stuarts were built, and their versatility extended far beyond the battlefield. Their chassis became the basis for command vehicles, reconnaissance variants, and even anti-aircraft platforms. Today, restored Stuarts in museums and private collections stand as reminders of a tank that earned its place in history not through sheer power, but through speed, reliability, and the courage of its crews. The M5 Stuart may have been small, but its legacy is enormous, a fast, dependable machine that helped shape modern armored tactics and proved that in war, agility and intelligence can be just as decisive as strength.